The evolution of religion. When man first looked up to the heavens, he became fascinated by the movement of the stars, planets, and luminaries, creating stories and personified characters to preserve their knowledge from one generation to the next. It was essential in ancient times to have some method of predicting the changing seasons for their very survival. Communities evolved, promoting personified deities which represented various planets and constellations, and from this, cultures developed religious ideologies which tapped into and harnessed individual characteristics of each planet. The moon is the spiritual planet of emotional needs, sensitivity, and the subconscious. Ruling the fourth house of Cancer, I feel the house of home and family. As we leave the earth, the moon is the first heavenly body we encounter, the fastest of all objects relative to our position here on earth. This is the planet of the monks, or moonks. They are moon watchers, responsible for observing the cycles and phases of the moon. They shave their heads to symbolize the moon and wear robes which resemble the color of the sky at sunset, a time when the moon becomes the dominant luminary in the sky. Buddhist monks are required to be at the temple during each quarter phase of the moon. Mars is the planet of proactive movement in a specific direction. It is the old Roman god of war, ruling Aries I am in a proactive offensive capacity, and Scorpio I desire in a defensive strategic capacity. Aries Mars can be brutal and martial-like, with armies of artillery, arrows, armor, and armadas, arresting and arrogant as they march forward. The old Persian Empire sprang up during the age of Aries in the land of Aries, known now as Iran, which means the land of Aryans. They had many kings, beginning with AR, like Artaxerxes, Arsaces, and Ardashir. Mercury is the planet of communication and thinking. It is an optimistic planet, decidedly unemotional and curious. It rules both Gemini, I think, and Virgo, I examine. The word Buddha, with one D, is Sanskrit for the planet Mercury. In Buddhism, there is no creator and no supreme God. The only way to salvation is through your own spiritual improvement. The Buddha teaches you to question everything, including the Buddha. Through Buddha's teachings, known as Dharma, he will show the way or path. It is up to the individual to decide their own route to Nirvana. Looking at Buddhism from an astrological perspective, we find correlations between Mercury, Wednesday, and the number 3 throughout Buddhist traditions and practices. The number 3 is a common occurrence in Buddhism. The 3 precious jewels, Buddha, the teacher, Dharma, the teachings, and Sangha, the community. The three poisons: ignorance, attachment, and aversion. The three baskets of the Pali Canon. The three aspects of the Eightfold Path: morality, meditation, and wisdom. At the Buddhist temple, when bowing, one makes 3 prostrations with 3 sticks of incense. When making a ceremonial procession around a temple or tomb, it is performed 3 times. The astrological characteristics associated with Mercury, the planet known as the messenger of the gods, are similar to those of the Buddha. Communication, intellect, awareness, logic and reasoning, thinking, how we express our thought processes to get answers on a physical and psychological level, dexterous and perceptive. Things happen fast with Mercury, energy prompting us to move from one thing to the next, to express ourselves in all kinds of ways. Both Gemini, I think, and Virgo, I examine, reflect the philosophical approach of the Buddhist. Bangkok, the capital of Thailand, is at the heart of this Buddhist nation. The etymology of the name Bangkok is uncertain, although Bang is Thai for a village situated on a stream. Kok could have derived from the Hebrew word kokhav, which means the planet Mercury. Buddhism is a religious philosophy. Through meditation and self-discipline, one can achieve enlightenment. The whole mechanism behind this participatory philosophy fits perfectly well within the characteristics of Mercurian energy. The meditation process facilitates a communicative balance within all levels of consciousness. In peaceful stillness, one can be in the space between thoughts where all possibility exists. Buddha teaches that the unawakened mind falls into the trap of the 3 poisons. However, through the Dharma, the teachings of the Buddha, mind training can be achieved, leading one towards a righteous path, eliminating suffering which is caused by the 3 poisons: greed, hatred, and delusion. Jupiter is the planet of goodwill, good fortune, optimism, expansion, and abundance. It rules both Pisces, I believe, and Sagittarius, I seek. The glyph for Jupiter is the crescent of spirituality over the cross of materialism, the spiritual Christ over the physical realm. This glyph is used as a number 4 in numerology, and it represents the 4th day of the week and the 4 points of a cross. Jupiter Zeus, or Jew-Zeus, became the personified ambassador of Christianity, representing all the characteristics associated with this enormous heavenly body known as the King of the Planets. Holy Thursday is one of the most important days on the Catholic calendar. All around the world, bishops and priests celebrate what is known as the institution of the priesthood, Holy Thursday, where a mass is held in which a senior bishop washes the feet of 12 Catholic priests. The feet are associated with the zodiac house of Pisces, and there are 12 priests, 1 for each house. The festival known as Thanksgiving is a festival celebrated on the fourth Thursday in November, during the zodiac sign of Sagittarius. Venus is the planet of love, liking, and aesthetic pleasures we gain from life. It is now the second planet from the Sun, but this is a relatively new orbit. It is believed by some scholars that it was pulled closer to the center of the solar system by the immense gravity of Jupiter. Friday or Viernes is the fifth day of the week. It is Islam's holy day. Muslims pray 5 times a day and adhere to the 5 pillars of Islam. On top of some mosques you will see a crescent moon and a 5-pointed star. Their first pre-dawn prayer meeting is known as the Fajr, which takes place when Venus appears on the horizon at Mecca in Saudi Arabia. Venus rules 2 signs of the zodiac, Taurus I have and Libra I balance. One a fixed earth sign and the other a cardinal air sign. Saturn's day. This is the planet of order, control, restrictions, pessimism and limitations. It is the most important day of the week for the Jewish faith. It rules Capricorn, I use, and Aquarius, I know. Its North Pole has a bizarre hexagonal-shaped weather pattern, and it has long been associated with and symbolized by a black cube, as a black cube is something not found throughout nature. The Mishnah is the first major written account of the Jewish oral tradition, sometimes referred to as the Oral Torah. It contains 6 orders, each containing 7 to 12 tractates. The number 6 is found in many Jewish myths, writings, and legends. Exodus, 600,000 men. Israel has 6 letters and a 6-pointed star on its flag. Noah was 600 years old when the floods of the waters fell onto the earth. 6 million Jews died in the Holocaust. The siege of Jerusalem in 1099. 60,000 people massacred, 6,000 Jews. Exodus. And he took 600 chosen chariots. And it shall come to pass on the 6th day that thou shalt prepare that which thou bring in. 6 days shall thy labour and do all thy work. If thou buy a Hebrew servant, 6 years he shall serve. And 6 years thou shalt sow thy land and gather in the increase thereof. In traditional Judaism, the practice of wearing the tefillin is observed during weekday morning prayers. 2 black leather cubes containing scrolls from the Torah are joined by leather straps. 1 cube is placed over the third eye and the other is placed on the subordinate arm, with the straps wrapped around the arm like Saturn's rings. They go all the way down to the left hand and around the Saturn finger. This whole practice is a physical symbolic ceremony aligning oneself with the energetic frequencies of the planet Saturn, along with many of its characteristics. It is also a common practice for Jewish worshippers to rock backwards and forwards at the western wall in Jerusalem. The wall is made from stone, the domain of Saturn. Rocking is a pseudo-sexual act, thrusting the base chakra forward. This is also Saturnian in nature. By concentrating the focal mind on a single planet, promoting it above all the rest, A person's consciousness becomes isolated, submerged within the energetic characteristics of that planet alone. They consequently miss out on a balanced spectrum of energies offered by all the planets within our solar system. Your subconscious programming and beliefs will predominantly reflect the characteristics of the planet you are worshipping.